CPT JJ-CPV Evaluation and Management E&M Services Guidelines, page 7, part 4. Levels of E&M services continued, and it reads like this.
As such, different diagnoses are not required for reporting of the procedure and the evaluation and management services on the same date.
Right. What does it say? Different diagnoses are not required. You don't need them for reporting on the procedure and the EMN services on the same date, which means that the EMN services can be reported independently. You don't require to give the codes for the procedure. You may give it to them. You may give them the procedure, but you don't require. They're not required, which means that EM services stand on their own. Okay? All right, so that is our theory for today. Now let's do a problem. So ready, set, go. All right, this is a CPT JJ-RVA, page 285, exercise 207, and this is a level 0, which means that it's a very easy coding exercise, okay? And the keyword is ureterovisceral fistula. Okay, ureterovisceral fistula. And the text reads like this.
Review. Patient presented to the operating room where an incision was made in the epigastric region for repair of ureterovisceral fistula.
Okay, now this is a very simple code, but you have to know your terminology. You have to know what a ureter is, what a viscera is, what a fistula is, and what an epigastric region is. Because if you don't know, if you are hesitating in those words, then it's not going to be level 0. So it's level 0 for one who knows his terminology, okay? So that's the procedure. Now we're going to count to 3, so you can stop the video and give us the CPT code for this procedure, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's the CPT code? The answer is?
5930.
50930. Okay, that's the CPT code. Did you get that? If you got it, congratulations. If you didn't get it, let's give you a couple of tips. Okay, the first tip is
Start with fistula.
Start with fistula, right? Now, the second tip is we're going to explain to you a little bit what a fistula is. It's a normal condition, and we have a picture here.
Right.
There it is. Okay, we're going to explain to you what a fistula is. This you see here, this is the bladder. This is not a ureteral vesicle, but it's between two organs. In this case, it's the bladder and the vagina, right? And somehow there's a connection here that shouldn't be there. Okay, there's a connection. There's like a tunnel from the vagina to the bladder that was created. I don't know why, but this one shouldn't be there, and it's bigger here. You see, this is the bladder and this is the vagina, and somehow they're connected. So what we have to do is we have to close this fistula, and this fistula is valid for any organ, and in the case that we're studying is the ureter and the viscera. Okay, but here is one organ and another organ that are not supposed to be connected, but somehow they got connected. So the repair means that we're going to close this fistula, and so this will be independent, this will be independent, and there will be no connection between those two organs, okay? So that's the explanation of what a fistula is, and it's a normal connection, right?
Yeah.
And repairing a fistula means?
Closing it.
Closing it. So you have to look for closure, okay? So, and then we have links for the procedure. We haven't found exactly for the code, but this one is one for you to watch because it explains what the ureter anatomy is, and from there you can see how a fistula is made to the viscera. Okay, and there are a lot of images around here. They're not specifically for a problem, but you can watch them and have an idea of what we're trying to code.
The one that we included, the fistula image, is the one that we showed you.
Right, the first one, right?
Right.
Okay, so those are links for you to see, and at the end is the answer, right?
Right.
So we gave you everything. We gave you the tips, we gave you the links, and we gave you the answer. So you have everything to just pause the video while we counted to 3, and then give us the path, how we got to the answer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is the summary of the whole problem, okay? The keywords are ureterovisceral fistula. And the review says the patient presented to the operating room where an incision was made in the epigastric region. Epigastric region, you know, is above the stomach, right? And the region above the stomach for a repair of the ureterovisceral fistula. Okay? So there's only one code, and the code 1 through the index is found like this.
First you go to index.
Go to the index.
Then you go to, the first thing you do, you go to fistula.
Go to fistula. In the F, you're going to find fistula, which is this abnormal connection, right? Mm-hmm. And then?
Then closure.
Closure, because you have to close that connection, okay? You have to close that tunnel, right?
Right.
And then they give you a lot of organs there, and you got to choose the one that we need here, right? Which is the?
Which is the ureterovisceral.
Ureterovisceral. There's an abnormal connection from the ureter to the viscera, and that's the one that we have to close. And the code next to it is?
Code next to it is 50930.
Okay, so that's the code for the closure of a fistula in the ureter and viscera, right? So now we're just going to double check this with the tabular. So the code 1 through the tabular is found like this.
First you go to tabular.
Go to the tabular.
You start with the code.
You start with the number, right? The code that they gave you from the index section, right?
Yeah.
Which is?
50930.
And just read what it says there. Just read what it says next to the code. What does it say?
Closure of ureterovisceral fistula.
Which is what we have.
Including visceral repair.
This is an extra one that could be there or couldn't be there, but the main thing is that we have this one, right? Closure of ureterovisceral fistula, and that's why there's an equal sign at the end, which means that we found our answer. So the answer is 50930. 50930. Okay? So that's our coding exercise for today. Don't forget to visit our website, and also
you can subscribe to us on YouTube
by clicking here in this button, and you will get
up to 3 videos every day that we make. ICD-10, CPTs, all that is needed to pass the medical coding certification exams.
So don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our videos. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.